Hello, my friends. Chris Parsons here, author of It Starts With You, The Secret to a Passionate Marriage and Peaceful Home, even if your spouse doesn't want to change. And today, I want to talk about how I was mean and ugly and rude, etc., to my wife yesterday, and how we're all flawed people, and that's okay. So first, I have to give a little backstory. We have 4 kids. The oldest is 9. The youngest is 2.5. And so we sleep train our babies, and it's been over 2 years since I've been woken up multiple times during the night by a baby. And we are watching my wife's niece. She spent the night last night and woke up several times throughout the night, as babies do. She's 2 months old. And our 2.5-year-old is jealous. He's not liking all the attention on the baby. And, the kids are like being kind of wild because they know they can get away with a lot because we're busy, and all these things. Like my mother-in-law came over and then she left, and turns out she had the flu, and I'm worried about, everybody just got the flu. Are we going to go through this again? I was just in a bad mood, really. I mean, it was a lot of different factors playing into it. But I was cranky yesterday, real cranky. There was a lot I wanted to get done for this business that I wasn't able to do because I was doing so much for the kids and with the kids, and all these things. And so then my breaking point was, I'm outside with all the kids, and I've got our niece, the baby, inside. And I come inside to check on her, make sure she's good. I'm basically walking back and forth, making sure, everybody's okay. Well, I walk back outside, and my 2.5-year-old is covered in paint. There's paint all over his hands. There's paint all over him. There's paint on the driveway. And I'm pissed. I'm just like, not happy, not a happy camper. And so I just take the hose and start spraying him, which of course he's not happy. It's cold. And, so he starts screaming. So my wife, Carrie, runs out. She's like, "What's going on? What are you doing?" I'm like, "He's covered in paint." And she's like, stop. You don't need to do this. We'll put him in the bath. And so I turned the hose off, and I know I'm not supposed to say this word, but my wife had bought a bunch of art supplies, paint, little beads, all this stuff, and then put it on the ground in the garage, right? Which was poorly thought out, because there's beads, glitter, and paint everywhere now. So I said, well, some effing retard, right? I know you're not supposed to say that word, but I'm just being honest that I said it. Put paint supplies on the ground in the garage. Now there's paint everywhere, and I'm stuck dealing with it. And I was not nice about it. I didn't say it in a very nice way. And she's like, okay, whatever. And then so I start trying to take my 2-year-old's soaking wet clothes off, rip his diaper off, and right as I'm picking him up, my wife says, "He's got poop." And then I really went over the edge, because it happened right as I set him on my arm, and I could feel poop just getting smeared all over my forearm. And I'm like, I wanted to go crazy. I mean, nothing could have pissed me off more in that moment than just like feeling like nothing I did was good enough. Everything I did backfired, made it worse. And there's a couple important lessons that I want to share with you about this. The first is that I'm human, right? I'm flawed. We all are, and you don't have to be perfect to have a happy, healthy marriage, right? It's okay to make mistakes. The second thing is apologizing and all the justifications and the explanations and me telling her, that I didn't feel appreciated for all that I was doing and even just saying I'm sorry, it's just in a bad mood. None of that helped. None of that made it any better. There's two big things that helped. Number one is I have helped my wife to establish healthy boundaries for her to be able to confidently say, the way that you're acting is not okay. And if you need to leave, then leave. But we're not going to be treated this way, right? Having a healthy boundary is very helpful for your spouse. It was helpful for me that she was able to acknowledge and act strong in what she deserved and what our family deserved from me in that moment. Number two is that hurts happen in a marriage, right? I mean, I am reminded of what a hard season it is to have young kids. Not that mine are very old, but to have a baby again, and especially with a lack of sleep, you get cranky. It's hard to be in a chipper, good mood when you get woken up several times throughout the night. And those seasons happen, whether you have kids or not, right? There's those hard seasons. And there's those times where you say mean, rude things, where you disengage from your spouse, where you do things unintentionally that hurt your spouse, and hurts happen in a marriage. What really matters is having the process for resolving those hurts, right? Because that's what it allows you to move forward. Maybe I'll make another video one day soon about forgive and forget, because that is not what I teach. What I teach is about resolving past hurts so that it is no longer baggage, so that there is no longer emotion attached to the past, because it's not the present and it won't be the future, right? That is what resolving past hurts is about. Not because, well, we'll get into it for another video, but forgive and forget doesn't work. I'll just say that for now. Stay tuned for next time. All right, my friends, have a good rest of your day. And remember, it's okay that you are a human being, a flawed human being, and so is your spouse. And really, you can have love and grace and compassion and all the wonderful things about a happy, healthy marriage with that. It's not at all a hindrance. You do not have to be perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. I'm always telling my clients that you cannot expect yourself and you cannot expect your spouse to be perfect, because none of us are. All right.